Welcome to Label Me Healthy, your guide to reading food labels, brought to you by Univera Healthcare. In order to eat healthier, you need to know what's in your food, and reading the nutrition facts on a food label can be a big help. But first, let's take a look at supermarket psychology. Being a smart food shopper starts at the grocery store. Plan your meals ahead of time and write a grocery list and stick to it. Fill your cart with whole grains, fresh produce, lean proteins, beans, and nuts. Imagine your cart as your stomach. Don't put anything in your cart that you don't think should go into your body. Shop the perimeter of the store where the freshest foods are kept, like produce and meat. And always eat before you shop, so you don't overindulge and end up spending more than you planned. Food package claims are sometimes confusing and misleading. That's why it's important to learn how to scan a label so you know exactly what you are eating. Scan a label and get the most nutrition info with these tips. 1. Look at the list of ingredients. Ingredients are listed in order by weight, with the most common ingredient being first. If sugar is in the top 3, then the item is high in sugar. 2. Check for serving size and calories. All nutrition info is based on one serving. Be aware that many foods and drink will have more than one serving per container. 3. What kind of fat is included? Be aware of trans fat and saturated fat, which are unhealthy. Look for monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fat, which are healthy types. 4. Watch the sodium. If a serving has more than 450 milligrams, then it is considered high in sodium or salt. Daily consumption of sodium should be less than 2,300 milligrams. However, some factors like age and race reduce the recommended intake to just 1,500 milligrams. Talk to your doctor for more information. 5. Fiber. Most Americans do not get enough fiber. Daily intake should be between 25 and 35 grams. If you're trying to increase your fiber, fruits and vegetables are an excellent source. And 6. Percent daily value. This portion of the food label helps you compare products and tells you what percent of each recommended daily nutrient a serving contains, based on a 2,000 calorie diet. Check the ingredient list. Here are some rules of thumb. If a product has more than 5 ingredients, it's highly processed. If the product has ingredients that you can't pronounce, you probably don't want to eat it. Do you get frustrated reading food labels? Then eat more foods that don't have labels, like fruit and vegetables. It's time to break this down. The first step is to turn the package over. Reading claims on the front of packages can be misleading, so make sure you read the label. Next is to scan the label from top to bottom. Look at the serving size and then the amount of calories. If you plan on eating 2 servings of something, remember to double everything on the label, including calories. Try limiting the items in yellow, like saturated fat and sodium, and make sure you get enough of the items in red, like fiber and calcium. Percent daily values are based on a 2,000 calorie diet, so remember to take that into account when reading a food label. Lastly, look at the ingredient list. Remember, if something has more than 5 ingredients, it's highly processed. Now let's take a look at a real-world example. Below are 2 kinds of milk. One is reduced fat and the other is non-fat. Each serving size is 1 cup. Which has more calories and more saturated fat? How about calcium? As you can see, they both have the same amount of calcium, but the non-fat milk has no saturated fat and has 40 calories less per serving than the reduced fat milk. Food allergies are becoming more common, and if you are someone who has a food allergy or have a loved one with a food allergy, take a look at the most common food allergies here. Here are some terms to watch out for in the ingredient section of a food label if you are looking for milk or egg allergies. Here are some more terms to watch out for if you are reading labels for peanuts, wheat, and soy food allergies. It's important to read the ingredient list to ensure you don't accidentally consume a food that you have an allergy to. The more you read food labels, the easier it becomes, which can lead to healthier choices at the grocery store. Once you bring your groceries home and prepare a meal, it's important to remember how to build your plate. The Choose My Plate icon, pictured here, shows the recommended balance of food groups as well as portion sizes. For example, the USDA recommends filling half of your plate with fruits and vegetables, and the other half with whole grains and protein. Learning how to read food labels is one of the most empowering ways to take control of your health. Learning how to be a smart food shopper can be easier if you remember the following. If you don't bring it in the house, you won't be tempted to eat it. Meal planning is the key to success. Make a list and stick to it. Read your labels and keep the tips you learned today in mind at your next trip to the grocery store. Here are some resources to help you become a smarter food shopper so you can start eating healthier today.